Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's yoga lunch break. I'm really glad that you're here. Before we get started with a more energetic 30 minutes together, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I don't usually do this, but being like just torn apart by this book right now by Pema Chödrön called The Places That Scare You. And I just wanted to share like a short passage that like sort of wrecked me this morning, but it kind of gets to interrupting that habitual reaction of stress, whatever that is for you. So this will just be like a minute at the top and then we'll get moving. So yesterday I just had like a really bad day. It turned into a stressful day at work. And instead of like calling upon any of the many tools available to me to kind of like come back to my center, like get my life together, I chose to like stay in that really like pressure filled cycle of like, I'm so stressed. This is so stressful. I can't believe that person's doing that. Can you believe, oh my God, how am I going to? And so, that like really churned up emotional feeling. So I've really been working a lot the past several months on trying to get in touch with how to move away from that. And the first step is noticing that you're there. And then there are a couple things you can do to interrupt that like habitual emotional tornado. And so I just wanted to share just a little paragraph from this book that I think phrases this in a really helpful and interesting way. Maybe it will connect with you too. And I'll also paste this into the like text of the video when we're done. So if you wanted to read it or come back to it, you're welcome to. So this is in a chapter about training in the three difficulties, which has to do with training the mind and ultimately being able to like open up your heart and like approach really difficult emotions with compassion and tenderness instead of that like clenching thing that we do. And so this is a map for interrupting habitual reactions. The three difficulties are: number one, acknowledging our neurosis as neurosis; number two, doing something different; and number three, aspiring to continue practicing in this way. And so here's the paragraph. Acknowledging that we're all churned up is the first and most difficult step in any practice. Without compassionate recognition that we're stuck, it's impossible to liberate ourselves from confusion. And then doing something different is literally anything that interrupts our ancient habit of tenaciously indulging in our emotions. We do anything to cut the strong tendency to spin out. We can let the storyline go and choose to connect with the underlying energy of the moment, or do any of the compassion practices introduced in this book. Anything that's non-habitual will do, even singing or dancing around the living room or running around the block. We do anything that doesn't reinforce our crippling habits. And then the third difficult practice is often the most difficult. We remember that this is not something we do just once or twice. Interrupting our destructive habits and awakening our heart is the work of a lifetime. So I just wanted to share that with you. And for me, movement is one of the medicines for number two, the doing anything different. So that's sort of how I framed the rest of this practice. This is an opportunity to get out of your head, get into your body, move around a little bit, and just see how that movement might help interrupt some sort of a pattern of stress or anxiety or whatever that is or feels like for you. So we're going to get started in child's pose. You don't need any props for class today, just a little bit of room to move. And go ahead and make your way into child's pose now. Toes touch, knees are open wide. You can let your heart start to melt forward, fingertips crawl towards the top of the mat, rest your forehead on the ground. And start right away deepening your breath. Feeling your rib cage expand out to the sides as you breathe in. And tapping into that feeling of letting go with the exhale. 3 more big, slow breaths like this, breathing in. Breathing out. Good, take 2 more on your own, at your own unhurried pace. if you can relax your back body a little more with your last round of breath. Nice job. Gently press yourself up into a tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll start to find some cat and cow here, warming up through the spine. Breathe in, drop your belly. Exhale, send your heart up towards the sky, chin to chest. Find some movement between these two shapes all on your own here, maybe checking in with the neck, with the hips, keeping that breath really full and deep. I'm going to take 2 more rounds of cat and cow. Good. When you're all done, return to a static tabletop. Move your left hand a little closer to the center of your mat. Breathe in, reach the right arm up. Pause for a moment here. Extend both arms as long as you can. Think about sending your left lungs a little more up towards the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, start to thread the needle. So bring the right arm under the bridge of the left, reaching the right arm forward instead of going all the way down into thread the needle. For here, we're just gonna hover. So turn on your core, lifting the front body up to meet the back body, maybe pushing the left hand down a little more firmly, hovering the right arm here. Breathe in. Breathe out and stay. Let's flow 3 times here, then we'll hold. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, tuck and hover, turn your core on. Good, inhale, reach high. Exhale, tuck and hover. Last one, inhale, reach high. Exhale, tuck and hover just for a moment, then relax the right arm down, full thread the needle. You're here for 4 breaths. Do whatever feels good here, whatever lets you open up along the back of the right shoulder blade and along the front of your chest. Relax your face. 1 more round. Good. Push your left hand back into the ground. Breathe in, reach the right arm high. Exhale, tabletop. Let's take that on the other side here. So right hand comes towards the center of your mat. Inhale, lift your left fingertips up. Give yourself a couple breaths here just to lengthen, to expand, to get a sense of what this shape feels like on this side. And now we'll start to do the tuck and hover. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, left arm comes under the bridge of the right. Let your left arm hover above the ground, but it's actively reaching off towards the right. Connect to your core here. Notice what the hips are doing, what the front of your abdominals are doing, and now we'll flow. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, tuck and hover. Great control. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck and hover. We've got 1 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck and hover. Last time. And then release into thread the needle. Left shoulder, left arm comes to the ground. Choose your own adventure on this side, but breathe into this back space of your heart. 2 more rounds, nice and slow. Good job. Bring your right hand back to the ground. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, back to tabletop. Now tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your hips up. Find downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through your feet here. Exploring opening along the back of the legs, the low back. Try nodding your head really slowly, yes. And then no, just noticing what the range of motion in the neck feels like, noticing any tension connected to these movements. And 2 more breaths here. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, moving towards ragdoll pose. Feet come behind the hands. Let your chest hang down. Find whatever variation with the arms feels best to you today. Maybe that's a chest expansion, maybe twists. Maybe you kind of cradle the back of your skull with your hands so you can gently tug your head more towards the ground. Whatever variation of this shape, can you bend your knees a little more and lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling? Good. Release your hands back down towards the ground. Bend your knees even more. Hands come to your hips. Lift yourself up to stand. All right. Find a comfortable standing position at the front of your space. Feet are maybe about hips width distance apart. They don't need to be touching. Push your feet down into the ground. Firm your quads. Turn your glutes on. Think about bringing your belt buckle up towards your belly button. That like sucking in, not sucking in of the core. It's like someone's giving you a big hug. You're feeling sturdy and stable through the low body. From the stability in the legs, breathe in, reach your fingertips up high. This is mountain pose. And as you exhale, hands draw to heart center. Keep the aliveness in your legs through these next few movements. Inhale, mountain pose, reach. Exhale, bend to the right. You might bring your right hand to your hip for a little support. Bump your hips off towards the left. Think about expanding along your whole left side, out your left fingertips. 1 more breath in. And 1 more breath out. Nice job. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend towards the left. Maybe your left hand rests on your hip for support. Hips off to the right. You're making this big half rainbow shape with your body. 1 more breath. Nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Legs stay charged up right where they are. Reach your left fingertips forward, right fingertips straight back. Stay and breathe in this twist. Can you engage your core for more stability? And then peel your fingertips apart. Good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left, reaching the left fingertips back. Good. This twist comes from above your belly button. As you inhale, can you grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head? And as you exhale, reach your arms further apart. So good. Inhale, mountain pose, back to center. Exhale, fold forward, soften your knees all the way down. Good. Breathe in, lift halfway, find a long, straight spine. Weight is in your toes. Exhale, high plank and pause. Plant your palms about shoulder width distance. Step back. And when you get to this shape, keep breathing. You can lower down to your knees for a little break if you need, but keep this active through your whole body. You're squeezing your legs. You're bringing belt buckle up to belly button. Yes. Fingertips are spread wide on the mat, pushing your hands down, charging up the arms. Breathe in. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. You can come through your knees first. Move slowly. Push your toenails into the mat. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Peel your heart straight up. Keep breathing here. Your glutes are not squeezing, but they are pushing into the earth. Cricket your elbows behind you. Pinch your shoulder blades together like you're holding a pencil between them. And see if you can lift your heart up and forward 1 inch. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Nice job. Inhale, tabletop or high plank, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. We're going to flow through this now, matching breath to movement 2 times. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Here we go. Inhale, mountain pose. Root your feet down. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, side bend to the right, your way. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the left. Good. Breathe in, rise. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist to your left, open heart. Good. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold forward, soft knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank, and either hold or lower to your belly. Inhale, Cobra Pose, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, we've got one more. Maybe you even close your eyes for parts of it so you can really feel your breath helping the body to move. Breathe in, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend left. Good job. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist right. Keep your glutes strong. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and stay or lower all the way down. If you lowered, inhale, Cobra Pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, we'll move on now with some more sun salutations. Gently step your right foot forward between your hands. So you can take as many little steps as you need to. You're in a low lunge here. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Reach your fingertips forward and then up. And then when you get to the top, keep breathing. Release your hands to your hips. Your feet are on parallel tracks to each other. You can shorten your stance or make it longer. You're looking for a strong lunge in the front knee and for your hips to be in line with each other. So with your hands on your hips, move your left hip more forward, right hip more back. And with your hand on your hip, can you engage your back glute and feel it turn on underneath your hands? Good. Notice any sensations through the front of the left hip. This leg is active and the front of the leg is stretching. Breathe in, reach up high. Keep the legs as they are. As you exhale, eagle arms, left arm under right. So left arm under the right. You can also grab a big bear hug. We're working the legs. We're stretching along the tops of the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths here. You're doing great. Good. Unwind your arms. Inhale, warrior 2. Spin your back leg so it's parallel-ish, back foot parallel-ish to the back of the mat. I like to point my toes in slightly, just more comfy on the back hip. And you're keeping that same lunge in the front knee, knee over ankle-ish. I want you to think about activating the legs here. Think about rotating the inner inseam of this bent leg back behind you. This is external rotation for the right thigh. And then pinch the pinky edge of your back foot down to the ground. Feel how powerful the whole back leg is. Engage your core like you're giving yourself a hug. And then reach your fingertips long. 2 breaths here, gazing over your front fingertips. Maybe wiggle your fingers to keep them soft. Building some heat. Keep the legs as they are. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand can slide down the back leg. You're finding a side bend in this active lunge. So square both of your shoulders towards the long side of your mat and reach your fingertips straight up, maybe back. Embrace the burn you're feeling in your right leg. I'm right here with you. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach the right arm forward and down to rest on the right thigh. And then use this pressure, arm against leg, to twist open. Reach the left fingertips either straight up, or you can send bicep by the ear for more of a side stretch. Embrace the shape, you got it. We're about to straighten the right leg. Can you rotate your heart up towards the sky here? Breathe in. Breathe out, yes. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the front leg, merciful release. And you're finding that same bend towards the back with the front leg straight. Send your big toe down into the mat to anchor you. Can you relax your right shoulder away from your ear? Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend back into the front knee, back to low lunge, hands frame your foot. Inhale, high plank, step straight back. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, Cobra Pose, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. We're going to take that nice and slow on the other side here. So start to step your left foot forward this time. Left foot forward. Again, might take you many hops. Maybe you even manually move the foot up. It's okay. And from here, front knee stacked over front ankle. Back leg grows active for support. And reach your fingertips forward and up. High crescent lunge on the other side. Now, feet are parallel. You might shorten your stance. And we are looking for these hip points like headlights to point in the same direction. So left hip moves back, right hip moves forward. You might put a little bit of a bend in the back knee. This leg can still be active and working. This just might be a better way to support the shape in your body with the bent knee. Engage your back glutes. Notice the stretch across the front of the right hip. Reach your arms up high. Inhale. Exhale, right arm under the left, finding eagle once again. If weaving your palms to touch is uncomfortable, you can reach your hands for the backs of your shoulder blades, like you're giving yourself a hug, or like pretending to make out like you're in middle school. That was weird. Okay. But I'm distracting you from the fact that we're still holding this lunge. We're just probably feeling a little toasty right now, but you're doing great. Give me one more breath in. And one more breath out. Yes. Relax your hands. Open up to warrior two. Breathe in. And you can take some steps here to rearrange your legs as you need to. Maybe find a little bit of a shorter stance. Your right toes might point in slightly. Remember that stability through the legs we found on the other side. Send your left knee off towards your pinky toes. That's another way to think about engaging this external rotation of the left thigh. And now think about hugging your feet towards each other underneath you, like you could scrunch up your mat beneath you. Good. Keep this intense stability in the legs. Send your fingertips long. And think about activating your arms here so that if I could reach to the screen, try to knock your arms down, they wouldn't move. They wouldn't move. Good. Grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head. Breathe in. And breathe out. So good. Inhale, reverse warrior. Sweep your left fingertips across the ceiling. Recommit to the lunge in your front knee. If it hurts, come out of it. But if it's just challenging, see if you can breathe through that difficulty. Find a little bit of softness on the other side. You got it. Keep both shoulders squared towards the long edge of your mat. Think about lengthening this hip in the crease. Good. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Left hand comes to rest on the left leg. I always shorten my stance a little here so that I can focus more on this twist through the upper body. So keep engaging your right glute. That helps keep you stable. Decide what you'd like to do with your top arm. And make a decision here that would help you find 1% more ease in this shape. What would that look like? Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. You're like a piece of seaweed going towards the back of the mat. Again, here, think about pressing the left big toe down. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, bend back into the left knee, hands come to the ground. Inhale, high plank, step straight back. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, Cobra Pose, lengthen the back of your neck. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. So good. All right, lower to your knees. Find child's pose once again, right where we started. Maybe you close your eyes or gaze down towards your nose. What do you notice about the way your body feels? Where do you feel more space? Where do you notice any sensations of tingling or of vibration? Where do you notice temperature, whether it's a cooling sensation or a warming feeling? Re-engage that lateral breath through your rib cage. As you breathe in, you're like a balloon expanding out in all directions, making space. And as you breathe out, you're relaxing into that space, softening through the body. 2 more big, slow breaths like that. Nice job. When you're ready, our last shape together will be a seated neck stretch. So you can start to make your way to whatever a comfortable position seated might be like for you. You could either hop into a chair or go sit on the couch if sitting on the floor is uncomfortable. Find a long, tall spine and start to send your right ear gently towards your right shoulder. At first, just give yourself a few breaths to see what gravity does. And if you'd like a little more, bring your right hand to the back of your head. You're kind of cradling your skull. And then gently tug your head on this upward diagonal. So you're not tugging down, you're tugging up and away as you lengthen along the left side of your neck. And if you want a little more, you can send the left fingertips down towards the ground. Arm is active. And maybe you start to lift the left arm, just noticing what that feels like. You have 4 more breaths to explore this side. Good. Gently relax the left arm down, release your right arm from your head, and then lift your neck back to center. You might look a little side to side, just noticing more space on the left side of your neck. And let's find that on the other side. So gently relax the left ear towards the left shoulder. Your first few breaths here are just noticing what is. If you want a little more, bring your left hand to the back of your head, finding that same lift through kind of the bottom of your skull on this diagonal going up and to the left. Think about lifting your right ear towards the ceiling. You can stay just like this, or to add a little more intensity, bring the right fingertips reaching towards the ground. And with an active reaching fingertips, maybe you lift the arm, play with some movement here. 4 slow breaths. Good. relax your fingertips down, release the back of your head, lift your head to center, and then find a little bit of movement, just noticing. All right, 3 breaths and we're all done. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in again, expanding and filling with air. Breathe out, let go. Last one, breathing in, reaching to the ceiling. Breathing out, hands come to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I'm going to reread just a little tiny part of that same paragraph, just as a reminder as we keep going on our way. Acknowledging that we're all churned up is the first and most difficult step in any practice. Without that compassionate recognition that we're stuck, it's impossible to liberate ourselves from confusion. And then doing something different is anything that interrupts our ancient habit of tenaciously indulging our emotions. We do anything out of the ordinary to cut our strong tendency to spin out. So maybe this practice helped you do that today. Maybe you come back to movement next time you're starting to feel all churned up and you notice that you're about to go down like a really uncomfortable path of the way it spins out. If this was useful to you or helpful to you, I would love to know. And if there's something else that's a helpful guide for you in those moments of like constriction and stress, I'd always love to hear. So thanks for being here and I will see you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.